Okay, hello and good morning to all those people out there. Today is the 18th of May. Yeah, 18th of May. Today I've had asked a few questions about alternative sceneries for Wargames in general. This, I think, falls into two different categories. You've got your custom terrain, which is made out of foam and all sorts of other material and medium. Then you've got your plastic scenery, which a lot of you will be familiar with for things like 140k terrain and all that sort of thing, like made out of injection molded plastic. And then you've got MDF. There is a massive influx of MDF terrain in our area of gaming at the moment. Pretty much you can pick up some really nice pieces, and one that stuck out to me for price and reasonable quality was a company called Wargames Model Mods. This is relatively a new company. There is other ones out there like Foreground and War Mill and some other companies, Micro Art Studios, etc. They specialise in very, very top, high-end, high-detail MDF scenery with acrylic inserts, etc. This company, they are really good quality. They fit together brilliantly. Not as high amount of detail on the pieces, but any good modeller with a little bit of modelling ingenuity can make a really good go of these pieces. As well as you could, they're a great starting pace. If you want to just use them as they are suitably good for most war games, but there is that option to go that little bit further with them if you wish, with the added extras of plastic bits you have left over, model kits, etc. So the first one I want to show you is a completed kit, and then I will show you, it's a different kit I'm going to show you, but I'm going to show you parts of the kit of what you can expect to find in your average box, and they are of a really good price point. So the one I'm going to show you first is called the supply base. This is a futuristic stroke modern supply base, and it comes with containers as well. So I will just zoom in the camera a little bit so you can actually see what I mean. This is the container. It's a very simple box structure, very easy to put together. It was basically a top, a bottom, two sides, and the middle parts. These are an outer part, but inside there's like a sleeve with an extra piece inside. Glued together, really simple, really strong and sturdy. You get a large one, which is what this one is. It's supposed to represent, I would say, a 40-foot container, roughly. And then you have your smaller 20-foot-ish containers, exactly the same design and structure, just half the size, as you can tell. That's a full one. That one. And you get two of each of these, two small ones and two large ones. So two small ones makes a big one. You've got 4 containers in total, and then we have the actual main supply base itself. So this is the top section. Basically this came in 2 pieces, the underside and the top part, which is this piece here, which goes around to frame the edges. And then it's got all this etch detail for helipads and these sort of landing lights, which if you had them kicking around you could use beads. Or what I'm going to do is, because I do a lot of electrical work for models and spaceships and stuff, I have a fair few 10mm LEDs that I've blown through silly things that I've accidentally put too much current through them, or done something wrong, or dropped them, or fried them through soldering, or whatever. I have a bag full of them, so they actually fit in these holes perfectly, and they look like landing lights because they are. So I've made it so this top can come off. There was not really much modifications to do, other than to sand out these holes a bit more to make it fit. The underside is plain, so but you're never going to see that anyway. And then have this interior here with the hole in the floor. I'm going to floor this out and put some interior bits in here, some containers, etc. And something that resembles sort of a lift platform inside there. And it comes with the doors and windows. These were just plain squares of MDF that you stick on the inside like this. There was no detail on them at all, so what I did is I took a pencil and measured out some lines and just scribed them with a multi-tool Dremel. Just reamed them out a little bit with a diamond tipped cutting bit to give you this slat like metal grid work. Some of the lines aren't perfectly straight, but never mind. You could do it with a bit more patience, but I've kind of put them in different places. And the door, this was scribed down the middle. But what I did is to give it more of a illusion of being a door, I cut it down the scribe line really carefully with a hobby knife and just once it was cut, I stuck them into the doorway, so it looks like the door's half ajar. It's like halfway open, halfway closed. So that is kind of the sort of thing. This cost about £14, which is a really good price for MDF scenery. And then I have, just zoom out a bit. This is another one of their kits. This is the big one. This is sort of like a central hub to their command, sort of military-esque buildings. They sort of come off like spokes of a wheel, so you can have a barracks, a power station, a refinery, all sorts of things. A tech centre, I think they call the other one, but they can fit onto these external parts. Also comes with a rocket launcher. This kit was £20, and you'll see how much you get for your money. It is amazing. So, good thing is they provide you with instructions which are quite simple and straightforward to read. No real complicated instructions here. Pretty simple, nice illustrations to show you how they assemble. He writes them in such a way so that they are very simple and clear to understand, and pretty much common sense dictates how these things go together. Oh, there's the part that was stapled across the top, so there you go, there you can see the price there. So you know I'm not fibbing to you guys out there. So this bag comes with this massive stack of little grip seal baggies full of components. So I will move these, I'll just pause the video for a minute and I'll sort the places out, and then I'll show you the sort of content you get. Okay, so these pieces here were just attached by a couple of elastic bands in the bag. These are your big pieces. So these are our tower sections. So we have this. These are our tower walls. So these go together in a oblong-like pattern around this edge here. Well, no, actually they go around this one. So this goes up here, and you keep building them up and up and up. This is the top piece. Look at the instructions. You've got these like windows that fit onto these sides here, and they cant in a little bit. Hopefully get them the right way around. So they sort of go on there, but they stick in at a little bit of an angle, and then they attach to this piece here. So they attach on there like that. So as you're building the kit, it gets progressively smaller as you're building up, and then when you get to the top section, you've got these like I would say they're like firing ports. I don't know what they're meant to be. They're supposed to be windows with holes in them. There could be extractor fans, etc. You've got these door pieces, which are your bulkheads. These nice round cuts in there. These are like firing slits, so you could fire out of them if you're garrisoning such said building. So I'll just get the next bag out. So we have this bag here, which is full of more parts. Basically, you get a lot of pieces. You'll probably see these in upcoming videos of terrain set I'll be doing. These are our pontoons that stick out from the central hub. So these are what make our building. I'll have a look. I have to have a look at the instructions to figure out how these go. I assume that's the top piece. And then these somehow fit on there. Like I say, the instructions are dead simple to understand. So there should be no problems with understanding them. I assume they are the top and bottom pieces somehow. We'll figure that out when we come to it. But say we get all these pieces. Nice etching on these. These are quite reasonable detail. As I say, they are quite good on their detail, but they're not as good as some of the others. So if you want to have a look at some of the Micro Art Studio stuff and that. But for a basic kit which you can add to, this is brilliant. And like I say, you get a lot of MDF for your money. Can't really go wrong at the price. This is our portal set, I would call it. All the doors, windows, firing slits, etc. So this is exactly the same style of door that came with the supply base I showed you. So all I did was cut that out with a knife. Our firing slits, and these, I must assume, go over there to give you a more three-dimensional look. More doors, windows. These will probably go behind these to give you the illusion of that they're closed, etc. So we've got all these little pieces here that we can use. These are all optional pieces in the instructions, so you can either have the doors open or closed. So if you want them open, you just discard that piece and you've got an open door. And then obviously you've got these different styles of doors, these window slits to cover them up. These will be to close the windows off, so that would probably go behind there and that would go in front of it. So you can have like that. It gives you like a really three-dimensional look to the window piece. So I'll just clear all these pieces out of the way, make sure I don't lose them, so I'll put them back into the little baggie. It's very, very good. For those who've never built MDF scenery, it does smell a little bit when you first get it. Once it's painted and that, you won't smell it, but it's not like resin or plastic where you can wash the pieces, because as soon as you put water on it, it'll soak it up like a sponge. Okay, so we've got another bag of the one I showed you previously. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those in total. And they're all exactly the same as the bag I've just shown you. And then we have our rocket launcher. That sits on top of the command centre. Anti-aircraft gun thing. It goes together with quite a few little pieces. So I would say they're the sides. And then we have, this is a spacer, obviously. That's the front of the rocket launcher. So that would go on the front of there. And then it gives you your rocket launcher shape. And then we have the other components, which I assume that goes on there like that, and then you build the walls outwards, something like that. So that goes there. Yeah, so I assume it goes there. Then that one goes in there. Somehow like that, and then. Kind of, there we go. That's why it doesn't fit. It's got texture on the other side. There we go. That fits on there like that, and then keep going around until we've built it, and that'll be your rocket launcher. So we've got these pieces here which fit into there. So I would probably not glue this piece, and that piece will sit in there, spin freely. So that is our rocket launcher. Quite a few pieces to that little thing. So there is instructions, so they do tell you how to build them. Quite a simple way. So that is a look at the Wargames model mods scenery. That gives you a rough idea of what you get in his average kit. He has got some fantasy ones. He has something that looks like Saruman's tower from the Two Towers, and he has multiple other kits. He has a gothic graveyard, some gothic themed buildings that you could use in your 40k games. He has some clean urban buildings, sort of like, you know, tower block style with straight walls and things that you could use for pretty much any game that you want. He's a brilliant modeler. I suggest you go check him out. I'll put a link in the description below this video to his website. He also makes some awesome papercraft models. He doesn't actually sell these kits, but he's made a Thunderhawk, he's made a Land Raider, he's made the Marauder Bomber, all out of cut high stock paper and plasticard. He must have got the files from somewhere, and just he's got a laser cutter, so he cut the pieces out of a laser cut cardboard and paper and plastic, etc., and made these awesome pieces. He has a really nice like landing pad set. I'll show you the picture on my phone. So there, that is one of his papercraft models. On his landing pad, he does sell a landing pad kit, and that is a £10 kit. He's also got a lot of different containers. He's got some 40k style containers with Aquillas and Imperial Eagle. You can either use them as containers, or I think he calls them pillars as well, so you can use them with columns for some interior pieces. So that is MDF scenery. And there's also another company out there called Mantic Games that have just around Christmas time released their Dead Zone game, but they have now started pushing out the rest of their scenery, which is called battle zones. These are plastic injection molded kits, and they are designed to snap together and be taken apart at will if you want to take them apart. You may have seen some of their pieces on previous videos and pictures I've done, but I'll show you some of the contents of some of the kits they will send you. Things like a landing pad kit. This is a £20 kit, and you get a set of defence lines that you could replace for your AGS defence lines for 40k, or any game that requires cover, you can use these for. And we also get the landing pad. This is a modular scenery system, all based off of a 3-inch square system. So you can build anything you want. You may have seen some of my other desk updates, like the Judge Dredd massive building that was at Salute last year, and etc. Sorry, that video is very poor quality on my computer. I don't know what went wrong with it. I was using YouTube capture, and I don't know what went wrong. It just went completely out of focus and would not stay in focus or anything. So I apologise for that. But, like I say, we get all these really big sprues of scenery. This is your landing pad sprue. Oh, sorry, my lights are doing a runner. So these are like our edges and our central pieces, and we have this which you could put these fans on, or like the main sets you get ladders, so you could put ladders in there if you wanted to. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. We also have these half connectors, so it all runs off this connector system, which you can push fit all the pieces together. We have our triangle sections, which you use to make all sorts of other geometric shapes, and our pillars to hold it up. These are 45-degree connectors here, and these are the legs connector pieces for the pillars. 1 and 2 of those, and this is one of our defense line sprues. So these are the defense line pieces, pretty much very similar to how the AGS defense line goes together, but a lot stronger. We have a radar dish, which you could use to accent your landing pad. Like if you wanted to build another like a air traffic control tower next door, you could use that as like a radar dome, etc. This is our other defense line sprue with some more pieces and this really big gun, because we all know AGS defense lines from 40k have the quad gun or the multi-melter. This is a burst laser, which is one of the Enforcer's weapons or Corporation weapons. They carry these big multi-lasers, but obviously this is an enlarged version for taking out tanks and aircraft, etc. The ones the Enforcers carry around in little tiny things. That's more 45-degree connectors on there. Another one with the sensor dome on there. And these are the connector sprues that I spoke of earlier. These are what you use to hold your scenery together. So we have straight ones and 90-degree ones. Say you don't have to glue this scenery if you don't want, but if you're wanting to make permanent pieces, you can just glue them together. I would use the connectors anyway for strength, but that's the landing pad. So it gives you a rough idea of what you get in their scenery, and they also have lots of other ones. If you go and have a look on their website, I'll put their link in the description as well. This is the fortification set. I've taken the packaging off to make it easier to use it so I can shrink wrap. There you go. Kept it so it's in shrink wrap like this. This is a £24.99 kit. You get something that's like a bastion, some defense lines, again the cannon and the radar. This is going to be a military installation when I've finished building this. It's going to be part of a small 4x4 board based for the Dead Zone game and for Judge Dredd I'll be using it for as well. But this is going to be like the command section. I'll just pause the video for a second and I'll get the pieces out. Okay, now we're back. Okay, so again, you've seen this sprue before. This is the defense line sprue. And another connector sprue. Right, so now we're up to the fortification sprues now. So this is the first of the fortifications. We have these half tiles, which are 1.5 inches by 3 inches. And some more like battlements or whatever you want to call them, something you can hide behind and shoot through. These have got a diamond plate pattern on them. these are our fortification walls, so thick armor plated walls with these big like buttresses to keep them together. We've got 1, 2, 3 of those, and then we have 3 of these sprues. This is a second fortification sprue. This has our sort of armor plated walls, not quite as thick as the angled ones, because these ones are sort of an angle, so they're really thick, go from a thick to a thin point. This one has the first half of a large gate door that you'd use, so this is one side of it, and the door frame that you can connect. And obviously we have this one with the windows in. We have a couple of those. Oh, one of my lights have just blown again. So this has more of those, and we have 3 of them. So that is the basics of the mantic battle zone set. There is other kits out there you can find, but these are the 2 I am currently using a lot of and really enjoy building them. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this video has been informative. It has been a little bit long, sorry for that. It's almost 20 minutes long, this video, so really sorry about that. But until next time, keep modelling, guys, and feel free to comment, rate and subscribe my video below. And any questions, anything at all you want to know, please ask. Thanks. Cheers.